All right, let's see what we get here. Initializing.
I'll pause that just for a second. Hey, it's Rob. That same day that I couldn't take my son home because I couldn't start my car, I did eventually get started because I realized I drained my battery jump starter by trying to fill up my flat tire and then try to use it to jump my car. So what I did was I hooked it up to the extension cord coming from my house. I let it charge and pushed the button on the front to see what its charge was, and it was at 100%. So I jump started my car successfully, and then I drove to AutoZone, and the guy there let me record the test sequence. And I thought I would show that to you so that you could see how easy it is to go to an AutoZone or Advance or somewhere and have them test your battery and alternator to see which one's bad, instead of having to pay a mechanic to test these things and then a whole bunch of money for the mechanic to change the battery. And by the way, in this video, I changed the battery and I record that for you. Back to the video. Sorry. All right, up here in a second is when the testing device finally gets in focus with my phone. I'm not sure what all these numbers mean. Starting standard test is what I think that part means. Yep. Please wait. Then it says removing surface charge. I've heard of this before. It's where your battery has some electricity right on the top, ready to come out, and it removes that.
I did charge it up with a battery jump starter before I came here, but I've been having this for a week, so I think it's dead. Either that or the alternator's shot.
Now it's testing the battery without that surface charge on it. And it says bad battery.
It says replace battery.
Bad battery.
Yep, bad battery.
Is it the alternator?
Do I have to start it to test that?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I figured I would have to start the car to test the alternator because the alternator has to be running. I turned down the sound of my engine running so that you can hear me talk.
Alternator's fine.
But it says the alternator.
Alternator's fine, as he says. Good.
Battery.
But it said the alternator passed the test, so that was good.
So I'm stopping recording on that. I'll go buy a battery.
So I'm gonna get my core refund on this at the same time as I buy another one. So I'm gonna have to first disconnect the terminals with the positive first. Now when you're working on a car, it's actually better to disconnect the negative, I hear. Maybe I'll figure out a better way to mount a phone for filming when I'm doing this kind of stuff. I'm using the octopus tripod at the moment, but it doesn't seem to like to have the weight of both a phone and a light at the same time. There, that one's off. I got this number 1 gauge ground wire, which was one of my first upgrades. I was trying to figure out the grounding problem and why my stuff was burning out. Make sure I don't lose any of that. bunch of washers are on it right now. I'm gonna set those over there. Now I'm gonna show you what these old cars have. Even some modern cars have this. Something to keep an eye on if you're changing out your battery. You're gonna need to remove this. Is this hold down clamp. First things first, let's see what size it is. Smaller than that. So let's try, and the body, it's a body part. Let's try 13. 13 will fit, but it's a little loose. 12. 12 is too small, so let's try with SAE American sizes. What do we got here? Let's try a half. It's a half. I'm going to need a long extension. Since I'm filming with one hand, I could just stuck it on there. Stick this in there with my other hand. Oh, I need two hands to get torque on it. Man, I put it on tight. Last time I changed it.
Alright, what I just did was I took the old battery in, bought a new battery, gave them the old one, they call it core, and they give you money back. Instead of doing 2 trips into the store, I just did it all at once.
This battery's got a sweet handle. I like that. Huh. It's like cloth. Lower that down in there. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing. And now I need this bolt. I want to get the negative on first. Again, if I could figure out a way to film this from above for future stuff I do, I'll do that. Got all those on, and there's another thing I need to put on. Not just this. This just grounds to the body. Where's the other cable? It fell down there. There we go. Custom wiring. Because the factory ground to the body is this one. And this one grounds to the alternator mounting bracket. I put these together so you have a nice solid connection, like so. Oops. This wire goes underneath the beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. This factory wire goes underneath the radiator overflows, the radiator overflow hose. Are you done with the beep-boops? Driveavan.com, the website. Like I was saying, that cable goes underneath the radiator overflow hose, goes to the overflow tank. And this cable goes above. I brought my gloves, those special latex gloves, but turns out I'm not needing them. I'm not getting that dirty because my posts are pretty clean, because side posts don't get as dirty as top posts, because the dirt coming into your car goes over the top, not so much the back. That's why when people ask me, why don't you convert to top post? Because I'm like, because I like to have clean battery posts. Now I get the positive and make sure it's all together there. This one, I have 2 custom wires as well, the factory, as well this one going to a terminal plate that then goes to the alternator and also to the distributor. And it's a thicker gauge, and I have them both going inside of this. I have to make sure this rubber bit isn't stuck to the washer, because then it will insulate it and not get contact. You can see what I'm talking about here. Just tear some of it off. It melted when I was burning up parts of my car. That's why it's funky right now. Normal cables won't be like that for you. Let's go see if I got a charge showing on the... I got a tachometer that also has a voltmeter in it. I installed that when I was messing around with my car with the electrical wiring stuff, because I thought it would be prudent to have it in the future. So I turn this switch on, then I turn the ignition in that position. It says 11, so it's getting something off of the car, this battery. That's the end of this. Now, obviously, this entrance is totally fake, because the phone to record the scene that I used at the parts store is the same phone that's right there. But if you ever think of filming your own YouTube stuff, it helps the viewer. They feel like they're watching a TV show or whatever, and they seen you enter, and that's the end of one scene and the beginning of another. Got a tiny bit of black stuff on my hands I gotta wash off. This soap's bottle is orange. Its stuff comes from a volcano. And if that thought makes you cringe, well, you just simply don't know what pumice is. That lid is clogged. Plop. Come on, get under my not finely manicured nails. I did a lot of stuff. You know, I filmed 3 videos with my son yesterday. Started filming, testing video cards today. I went like I was going to take him home. Had a dead battery and a flat tire, but I didn't know about the battery. So I started the car, drove it out into the driveway, and then saw the tire was low, tried to fill it, and that drained the battery of my battery jump starter. Tried to jump my car, couldn't. Changed out my tire with a spare. Called his mom, she came and picked him up. And then for like 20 minutes, I charged my battery jump starter off the house. Then it was able to charge my car's battery. I drove to the auto parts store. And you saw that, but I'm done for the night. It's not that I'm exhausted, I just don't want to overly tax myself mentally. That way I have good energy for tomorrow, which is a Monday. I need my energies for Monday.
Alright, that's the end of this video. You see how I resolved the battery problem. Never be afraid to just jumpstart your car, drive it to a place that has a tester. The only thing I recommend is get there a few hours before they close, because if someone jumpstarts you and you get there and you have to get jump-started again to test the alternator, not the machine they were using, but this other machine can jumpstart you. Also, check out my new headphones. I broke the other ones right here where this is because it was plastic, and I tried to fix it, and details about all that is in a future video. Get subscribed and stay tuned for a future episode where I actually show you how I resolved the wheel issue. for less than $200. I've been Robert Gene, signing out.